Welcome to the NexGen show. Today, we are talking to a copywriter. His name is Benjamin Chua. And I find him very interesting because his day-to-day work is more than just about copywriting. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome to the show, Ben. How are you, Ben?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Tell us, Ben, you're a copywriter. Why?
So for me, I didn't really know what I wanted to do because I studied international studies, so it's like history and politics, with my secondary major is English literature. So graduated during COVID, really had not don't really know what to do, and then like one of my family members was like, "Hey, go become copywriter." Why? Just do it, very interesting job, you know. You know a lot of random weird facts, right? Go. You know you can expand your horizons. You can use whatever you've learned, your experiences.
What do you mean random weird facts? Are you one of those people who just look for random weird facts?
Yeah, like trivia stuff, all the
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Random stories and whatnot. Yeah.
Are you in advertising because of the money?
What money?
What money?
What money? I'm joking. No.
Give this man an increment.
I'm actually in it because it's something that I grew to love. I do love the ideas that flow around, the creative energy with when I talk to like fellow creatives, with my colleagues, my bosses and whatnot. It's very inspiring to see a lot of them being, they are really invested in their work. Very invested in the work, right?
Yes.
So it helped build that ever-growing love for it, I would say. So now, I'm always looking forward to the next big idea that hopefully pops out in my head.
So you're not doing it for money?
No.
Okay. He doesn't need an increment.
Please.
Ben, you must have some hang-ups about this industry.
I do, but what industry doesn't have any hang-ups, right? So in terms of, to me, I love my job. And I have my high school friend group, we come from different industries, some's in accounting, some's in engineering and whatnot, right? And towards the end of the week, month, or whenever we do meet up, we do, we talk about lives, how it's going. And the one thing I don't complain about is how depressed I am at work. I complain about the hours, but not about the work itself, It's something that, I can talk about with a smile on my face. And yeah, it's something very inspiring about the fact that you don't hate your work, right? As compared to other people who are actually just chasing after money and whatnot.
Interesting. Is there any work out there that you hate? Without mentioning brands.
I'm not a big fan of meta ads, but I would say it's the next form of print ads because we don't really do print anymore, right? So that's what we mostly do. I mean, that's what we mostly do these days. I do not like writing social search engine optimization and search engine marketing ads for the fact that, it's very long and tedious. Because I like to generally be more into the ideation phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a copywriter, I do not really like to write copy.
Then what is it that you write?
I like ideating more. Yeah, I do like ideating more than writing copy.
You mentioned just now about search engine optimization. Are you referring to trying to plug in keywords into your copy? Is that what you meant?
That making sure that the headline is 30 characters, description 90 characters max. Those type. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah. But Ben, we have to fit the machines.
We do.
Unfortunately.
It's a necessary
evil, but... well, most print ads are on Facebook, you're right. I noticed this carousel thing is quite famous also now.
Yeah,
like the first slide in the carousel would be the headline, then the next one would be another headline or something, and then some sort of storyline will manifest itself in the carousel.
These days, the media guys will tell you it's the reels that will get the most engagement, or the GIFs, the moving objects, because these days the audience that we are speaking to, their attention span is so it's quite minuscule. We have that 1 to 2 seconds to catch their attention before it disappears, it vanishes. So
what's the role, Ben, of the copywriter in the process?
I mean, with AI now, a lot of people think that they can write, and there's no denying that everyone can, in some shape or form, write with AI. My dad even uses AI now, like ChatGPT, to write emails, right? So our roles now, I feel it leans back towards what traditional advertising, what copywriters are meant to be, which is coming up with the ideas, making sure it's solid, it's cohesive, making sure that at the end of the day, we can somewhat entertain the audience, and at the same time let them know, hey, this is what our product does, this is why our product's good for you, buy our product.
Well, that's very interesting observation, Ben, because creativity is creativity. Yeah, it's amazing talent or amazing tool that we deploy. But how it manifests itself, like in your case, it's a question. It's about words, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you are right. At the end of the day, it is the ideation that drove that. So, dedication to the ideation process should be the first priority.
I mean, these days, everyone's equipped with a camera. Everyone's equipped with the tools to make content, right?
Are you disappointed?
Yes and no. I mean, to put it bluntly, while the average human being is quite smart, as a group, they're dumb. So when you give a voice to, say, someone who has a very loud opinion on certain topics, and so you give them a voice, it amplifies the group mentality of supporting this thing, whether it's right or wrong.
The mob mentality.
Mob mentality, yeah.
Okay, interesting. I know where you're coming from. Tell us about your typical workday, Ben.
Well, it's mostly meetings. Mostly meetings, and I do have to sort of slot my time in my calendar, right? I do have to slot my time in to actually get to crafting and get to actually writing something, because otherwise you'll be back to meetings.
Oh, timesheets lah. You're talking about timesheets now.
Not even just timesheets lah. It's just your day-to-day calendar, right? So usually our project managers, they will set our meetings and whatnot, right? So when they see an empty slot, they'll just slot a meeting there. So for the past 2 weeks, I think I've just had back-to-back meetings the entire time. So when it comes to crafting or writing, it's a pro and con, because I do tend to do my best work or better work at night. But it's not good because I bring my work home to do it, right? So I don't really have a downtime in between. So my downtime is only when I sleep, I guess. But it's all right. Advertising, to me, you never stop working when it comes to advertising, right? When it comes to ideas, you sort of, there's that thing where you live, breathe, and think of ideas. When I'm out on the street, I'm observing people. When I see an ad that I'm interested in, I'll just stand there and watch and look at it. So it's a never-ending process.
It's a double-edged sword lah. You need the space to ideate and think and observe. You also need the space to get the brief right. Hence those meetings. But I know where you're coming from. There are a lot of us who, in the industry that they just go for all the meetings and that's supposed to be productive, not necessarily for the creative person, because then, well, they can go back home. But the person is still working and still thinking, you know.
Don't get me wrong. It's not like I dislike the meetings. I feel like in terms of the meetings, right, it does, as a creative, it helps to be a part, especially to be a part of it, right? I mean, we could just easily have gotten the brief from an email, right? They could just email the job request to us and we can just read it and we can just do it. But oftentimes, it's good to enter these meetings because you'll probably have a planner there, you have your suit there, so it's like an open discussion on what the client really wants, right? Because ultimately, we are a business that is meant to help solve clients' business problems, right? So identifying who the client is, what do they want to do, what are the challenges they are facing in their industry. These are things that normally a creative, or rather normally as a person, personally, on a personal level, we won't think about it too much. But when you have a group of people that is collaborative, that's when you sort of get like a full bigger picture of like the overall landscape from, you know, the industry to the client to the product and what challenges they are facing.
Yes, it's true. You need a thorough understanding anyway before you can ideate or create in the context of the business objective. Yeah. Just now you mentioned something that stuck in my mind. I don't like what I write. That's quite a radical statement, but I can appreciate the fact that sometimes we get too attached to what we write. Detachment also is important, you know. Besides, if you like what you write, you should be writing your own book, you know. But in advertising, it's not the case, because you can see that, more importantly, does the consumer like what you write? Yeah. That's a very philosophical observation, Ben.
Another way I think about it is oftentimes we don't get the luxury of writing to improve the copy that we are giving out, right? We do, let's say I write it this way, client wants to add on other things, so I will write it that way. But there is a potential to actually improve upon that to make it look nicer, sound better, more appealing to the audience. But there is also that sometimes you just got to let it go because of, you know, timelines, external factors like that.
But there's another line of thinking that, no, if you've written it this way in the first place, in that spontaneous moment, yeah, it is right. Because you've actually put yourself in that place, you see.
The first thought, right?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, to me, it depends on whether you're in the right headspace at the moment. And yeah, it depends on the right headspace. When you're writing, right, it's all about the different headspaces that you are in, right? So, some days you feel like, oh, I'm the best writer in the world. And some days, or most of the time for me, it's like, I could be better. So there are those days where when you write a copy, you're like, okay, cantik, can send to client already. But there are other days where you write a copy or when you write something and you're just thinking to yourself, this doesn't seem right. Am I looking at this correctly? Am I writing this properly? Is this the tone that I even want to use, right? So to me, it's like making sure that you are in that comfortable like spot to think of writing.
I think you have hit the nail on the head. It's the headspace. Like, for example, when I give an assignment, during my workshop, and I say that you are now at this mama stall, and you're watching this live telecast, and you're with your friends, and there's a lot of banter going on, a lot of cheering, a lot of booing, and a lot of that, angst and joy that is in that space. If you put yourself in that headspace, then write me the headline. You're right. You have to be in the right headspace. Not only that, I believe, but when you are, say, trying to convince the client or the client finds it easier to accept or to, shall we say, agree when you explain it this way, that actually I wrote this in that headspace.
Actually, I do have a client where, normally when we present a deck, we do like insights, observation, what we can do, and it sort of flows into the big idea, right? But with this particular client, we do write like a short little manifesto or a poem for him to sort of explain like what's the reason we are doing it this direction, this way, right? To get him in the right space of, because at the end of the day, you're selling that feeling, right? Yeah, yes. So that's why I don't know. It's a very interesting way to present it to the client, but from time to time, I do realize like maybe we should revisit this when it comes to selling it, when it comes to presenting, right? Because it adds that, it delivers that sort of headspace, that emotional level to the client, like, okay, this is what we should be present. This is how we are going to do it. This is how the idea is going to be like. This is what we want our audiences to feel when they see our ads.
Thank you, Ben. This conversation can go on forever, I believe. But we'll just sign off on Headspace.
Yep.
We wish you well.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best in your journey with the words.
Thank you for having me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of another episode. We've been talking to Benjamin. Till the next episode. Bye.